We just made it to the cabin. My mom and I came down during the week to paint and finish the drywall and finish some mudding and hopefully get some flooring down in the loft. And then Dylan's gonna come down on Friday and my mom's gonna go home and we're gonna switch out and hopefully Dylan and I get some stuff done. So we just ran to Lowe's, and the goal for this trip is to finish the drywall on the ceiling because we're gonna get scaffolding, paint all of that, and then finish painting the bottom and add trim. And if we get to it, the loft floor, but at this point, I'm not sure if that's gonna get done. So we've been trying to figure out what to do with the trim. If you follow me on Instagram, then you know that this has been a very big problem because I don't know if I want it wood stained, white, or black. I think I've gotten it down to wood stain or black, and I think we're gonna do black. Well, we are gonna do black because I bought black paint. Still very hesitant, but here we're doing it. So biggest issue is that all of these windows are different. So some are white and we have this gap. Some are skinny and we have this gap, and we're just trying to figure out how to trim all of them and make it look decent. And like this one has no slat down the middle. And then there's one over here, these big windows. So we just organized everything along this back wall so that all three of these walls will be open for tomorrow because we'll have the scaffolding in here. But it looks so nice. I'm so excited. Slowly but surely, we will get there. Just ran to Lowe's because we ran out of mudding tape to finish the drywall, and then we also grabbed screen to make some makeshift screens. But so far today we've mudded we're almost done mudding, kind of. We have to go back and sand everything, but we've started painting the windows. We had to paint the final part of the windows black, and then we got the trim to go around the windows. I'll show you when we get there. So we've started by painting the vinyl of the actual window black. And then we're going to add pieces of this small trim to the edge and paint that black. That's what's gonna hold the window in. Basically, it's gonna look like it does now, but better because we have paint all over the windows, and this is only one coat, and it definitely needs another coat. So we've tried to be as cheap as possible. So instead of buying trim pieces, which trim pieces are between $6 to $12 per piece, which is ridiculous, we went with these. So they're called furring strips. We got 1x2 furring strips and also 1x, I don't have any in here, 1x3 furring strips. So on these big windows, they already had like a 3-inch rim around the outside of the window. So this is just the window. It was already so big that it didn't make sense to do this, and then another 3 inches could have been a lot of black. But this one will have a 3-inch and then a 1x2 inch on that side. And then for these windows, we're gonna paint the window part black, and then we'll go around the outside with a 3-inch also furring strip, 1x3 inches, and those will go around the outside of the window and frame it. Same with that window over there. So those pieces of wood were like $1 a piece, $1 something a piece, which is so much cheaper than $12 for a piece of trim, and I don't really care, so it's just gonna save a lot of money. Then for painting the windows, it's hard to find what paint to get to paint the windows because it's vinyl and you don't want it to just peel off. We got this Valspar Duramax exterior paint primer. This is just what the guy at Lowe's said would be best, so hopefully he's correct. It was really expensive, so it better pay off and work. It's the Flex Shield. It's going to rain and it's gonna cool down and it's gonna feel so good. I know. finished up for today. So we got all of the ceiling mudded once. So we're having to sand it, and then we'll have to go back over and fix it up a little bit. And then we painted all the trim, and I think we're gonna go back after we paint the inside, the final white color. Then we'll probably add one piece of black trim around the outside. Each window's a little different. This one we added trim piece here and here, painted it black. So I think once we paint the walls, then we'll go back with a final piece right here around the outside of the windows. But it looks so good. Sleeping in here this trip, just blowing up our beds and then taking them down during the day. All right, my mom ran to Lowe's to get another paint rolling. I'm tired. The trim is looking good. We're starting to paint the loft. So we still have a whole bunch of other windows to trim. We're gonna trim the windows, put in the loft floor, and paint the primer on the cabin. I feel like all our vlogs are starting to look kind of the same, so I'm gonna go around and show some of the tools that we use most while we're here, like some must-haves, because we have just brought all the tools from my parents' house at home, all the tools they have, and we brought the same ones basically every time. So I'll share what we use so that if you're looking to renovate or build, you can know. So this was Dylan and I's first pretty big purchase. We got this Champion generator, and it can be used with propane or with gas, which is really nice. And then it has 2 outlets, and it has a big outlet for like an RV 4,000 running watts one. So it's nice because you can use it with propane or fuel, and you don't need to set up anything extra. Most have like a converter kit for propane, but you can just use this right out of the box with propane. We've only put 1 tank of gas in it, and it's lasted us 2 trips, so it's been pretty nice. It's really easy to use. This entire trip, every trip, you need it's not an X-Acto knife, but like a drywall cutting knife. Use it for literally everything. You need like 4 of these because they always get lost. And then there's only 3 other main tools we really need. You obviously need a drill or an impact driver. That's a must-have. And then we use the Sawzall quite a lot for wood or for steel. So we have both blades. We use that very often. And then we use a circular saw to cut all of our wood. And then, of course, small things like hammers, screwdrivers, and things like that. But main like power tools are Sawzall, circular saw, an impact driver, and a generator, I would say. Those are something we've brought every trip. We have just completed the ceiling! Woo! Oh my goodness. I am a messy painter. What? Okay, so my mom left. Dylan came in last night, and we just finished painting the loft, a second coat that is drying, and then we're gonna do the floors upstairs. So we cut off the edge of this so that it's all even, and we just swept the floor. So everything's down, and it's as clean as it's gonna get, really. And we're using the paint and primer once again for the floor before we put down our wood floors we got. All right, it's Sunday morning and I really need a shower. Been here since Wednesday. We're putting in the flooring so we can go home. The style selection, it's just like laminate, but it's peel and stick flooring. So each box, 60 square feet. It was $1 per square foot, so really cheap. All right, we just finished the floor and we're packing up to leave. It's not perfect, but it is done and it's good enough. So here it is. We still have to do the edges here. And then over here, we're leaving that blank because we are putting in a built-in cabinet over there, but it looks pretty good. Right, we got it all, the windows painted, but the trim will still go around the outside once we've put the final coat of paint on. We picked up paint, which is right here. I don't know if you can see the difference. So I was worried because the wood is soaking up the paint differently than the drywall. So we practiced with this paint and it looks like it'll be the same, so that's good. We got those painted, but we still need to put on the outside trim also. And yeah, that's really it. It was a lot though, so got all this mudded and it's not perfect either yet. Still needs another coat of paint, but it's done for now.